Events happened on 19th July in history. 19th July 1545. During a war with France, Henry VIII's warship, the Mary Rose, sank in the Solent. The cause of the sinking remains a mystery, especially since the ship had been seaworthy for 25 years. On the night before, Henry dined on the Great Harry and appointed Sir George Carew to command the Mary Rose. The next day, Henry and his courtiers watched from Southsea Castle as the English fleet prepared for battle. Due to a lack of wind, the ships could not move until the afternoon. When the Mary Rose fired its starboard guns and began to turn to fire from the port side, a sudden gust of wind caused the ship to lean too far starboard, and it began to sink. The chaos on board was exacerbated by heavy equipment coming loose and bottlenecks in the companionways. Many crew members, unable to swim, were trapped by anti-boarding netting. At least 450 men died, making it one of England's greatest naval tragedies, witnessed by Henry himself. 19th July 1553. Lady Jane Grey's 9-day reign as monarch came to an end as Mary Tudor, who enjoyed massive popular support, was proclaimed Queen of England. Mary initially spared Jane's life, but agreed to her execution after Wyatt's rebellion in 1554. 19th July 1821. Caroline of Brunswick, the estranged wife of George IV, was barred from the coronation of her husband at Westminster Abbey. She died 3 weeks later. 19th July 1848. The world's first women's rights convention began in Seneca Falls, New York, marking a foundational event in the international feminist movement. Inspired by the American anti-slavery movement, the convention aimed to address women's rights, including property rights and suffrage. Despite initial logistical issues, including locked doors at the Methodist Wesleyan Chapel and an unplanned mixed-gender audience, the delegates proceeded. Central to their discussions was the Declaration of Sentiments, which condemned the historical oppression of women. Though mocked by many local newspapers, reformer Horace Greeley recognized the legitimacy of their call for political equality, describing it as a natural right that must be conceded. 19th July 1860. Lizzie Borden was born in Fall River, Massachusetts. In 1893, she was accused of hacking her father and stepmother to death with an axe and, after a sensational trial, was acquitted. 19th July 1932. King George V formally opened Lambeth Bridge, which had been designed by architects Reginald Blomfield and G. Topham Forrest and constructed by Dorman Long, the builders of Sydney Harbour Bridge.